Hello there, is that Rajdulari? Hi, how you doing?
Yes, it's me. Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Very well, thank you. And yourself, all good?
I'm good. Up bright and early, ready to go.
Ah, well, there you go. You're looking a lot better than I do because I've been on air since 6, so I'm not going to turn the webcam on because I'm unshaven. So,
Okay, no problem.
so whereabouts are you in the world, Rajdulari?
I live in New York City.
Wonderful. Have you always lived in New York, or is that a new move for you?
I moved here about 3 years ago to sort of launch my solo career. I lived in Boston for about 16 years, and I was raised in Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Wow, there you go. Absolutely fantastic. A question I was dying to ask you because I couldn't see it in your bio anywhere was how did it start with you and music? I mean, from a very young age, I guess, but what was the thing with music and you?
I started when I was about 3 years old. My mom was a choir director, and my grandfather and my cousins and my uncles all sang in the choir. And so when I was really young, my mom used to put me on a little milk crate and a mic in front of the microphone, and I would sing and lead the choir and stuff. And so I've been singing for a long time. It's been a personal friend of mine, if you will, music for a long time. And it wasn't until I was about 17 that I started doing it professionally.
Wonderful. Do you remember your first professional gig in front of a live audience?
I do, as a matter of fact. It was at a jazz club in Riles in Cambridge, and I love jazz and, was still really new to it as a fan. So I spent the whole gig singing, looking at the floor. But
Oh.
it was a great experience.
That's wonderful. I saw here that you were inspired by Sarah Vaughan's Shuffle Bop.
Yes.
That was an inspiration for you. Can you tell us more about that?
I mean, it's one of my favorite, back in the day, jazz vocalists used to do at least one song where they scat the whole song, right? So Sarah Vaughan did Shuli Bop, Ella Fitzgerald did Airmail Special, and I just fell in love when I was a teenager. My mom played those albums for me over and over and over again. I just fell in love with them and kind of wanted to memorize every little bit of it.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, scat has just got that incredible sort of it's a human musical instrument,
Yes.
and I just when it's done right, some people when they do it, it doesn't quite fit, but then other people when they do it, you think, wow.
Yes, yes.
um,
Embracing your instrument and using your voice like a horn or a trumpet or a saxophone. It's so beautiful. I posted this little clip last night on social media. I had a rehearsal last night for a show I have coming up. And I mean, it was no instruments, just us vocalists. So to hear the harmonies come together, it's so beautiful. You can't replace the human voice at all.
No, absolutely right. And you should never ever try. Really, I mean, it's just when you hear a group of singers just a cappella, and they're
Yes,
harmonising, like your neighbourhood jukeboxes or whatever,
exactly.
wonderful. And it's natural and it's beautiful. So there you go. Wonderful. I wanted to ask you, who were you listening to as a teenager? Who were your teenage musical idols?
It's so funny. It varies. I mean, when I was a teenager, I was listening to everything from, I mean, D'Angelo came out in my later teens, but D'Angelo, Erica Badu, Betty Carter, Carmen McRae. One of my favorite albums is by Duke Ellington and John Coltrane called Little Brown Book. So I was listening to everything from Tuck and Patty. I was listening to everything from rock, soul, jazz, R&B, Tina Turner. I mean, anything I could get my hands on. I loved it.
Wonderful. That's absolutely lovely to hear. And so, is there anyone in particular that you'd like to work with or duet with? Is there somebody that you've got their card marked, if you know what I mean, for that kind of thing? Or if it's not prying
Right.
too deep?
Well, I really am a huge fan of one of your artists there, Omar Laifouk. I think he's an absolutely brilliant musician, and I've been a fan of his for a long time. And any chance I get to say hi to him on social media or whatever, I'm total like fangirl. I'm like, "Hi, Omar." I think he's amazing. I'd love to do something with Diane Reeves, obviously Robert Glasper, and I went to Gregory Porter's concert a couple months ago back here in New York, and he's just an amazing vocalist. So, any of those guys would like make my day, make me happy for life. So, those are some
Oh,
dream collaborations, if you will.
oh, that's absolutely wonderful. Yeah, Omar, I can relate to indeed. Yeah, without a doubt, fantastic. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm glad I asked. So, thank you very much for answering that in such a lovely and honest way. So, what are you working on at the moment, Rajdulari? What's the thing at the moment for you?
Right now, we're working on promoting my recent release, Journey of a Woman. It's my second album. I just released it New Year's Day 2014. So we are high in the midst of the promotional campaign, which
Wonderful.
is great. And I have an album release concert that I'm going to be doing next weekend, March 8th, in New York. And it's just been fantastic. People have really responded to it. We were named one of the best artists to watch out for in 2014 on SoulTrain.com, and Soul Tracks has been featuring some of the music, and Jazz FM has played a lot of the stuff. Jeff Young and those guys play a lot of the music. So it's
Wonderful.
been really, really great. I cannot complain at all.
That's fantastic, and of course we will get right behind your album as well because I definitely we haven't received the album as yet, but of course through your website, of course I've listened to loads of your wonderful music, and like Natural and the Honey Wine and so on, just beautiful tunes. And
Thank you.
so what made you choose jazz? I mean, you used to listen to a bit of R&B and that kind of thing, but what made you sort of, you're a very specialist jazz though. You have a very soulful, jazzy kind of feel to you, and that comes across beautifully.
It's funny because the first album, Honey Wine, was really more of a jazz album. And then Journey of a Woman has sort of merged more into the soul and jazz. And, jazz, I think, will always be my heart. Nothing beats a great jazz standard. Nothing beats a good, bebop tune. And I love the music so much. I feel like it's so sophisticated and it's so varied. You can hear jazz in anything if you really want to.
Agreed. Yeah, agreed.
Um, so I think that there's a part of that influence that will always be in my music. But this time around, I am definitely trying to go more toward, like you said, the R&B, and just really trying to embrace that spectrum and see how far I can challenge myself. How much soul can I do? Can I create? But leave jazz still as a strong core of it. That's how you get songs like Miracles on the album, and songs like you know. Natural and Peace and things like that you hear on the album. A lot of those songs have that soul influence, but a
Yeah.
lot still good jazz chords and stuff like that. So
That's wonderful. Well, I don't think you should put talent into a box anyway, I think people should be
yeah,
allowed to create and do what they do best, and if that crosses genres, well, even better, variety.
exactly.
It's lovely when that happens. There's a picture of you on your website in front of a very old-fashioned sort of, looks like a 1940s microphone, the sort they use for miking up drums now. But it's what a lovely picture. I mean, was that intentional for the website, or was that just a snap? I mean, how did that one come about?
That was intentional for the website, but that's my microphone. I love that. That's my baby.
They're fantastic microphones, aren't they? That kind of microphone makes a microphone worth having, really, doesn't it?
Exactly. I mean, I love it. It's a Shure mic, and it's just, it has that classic. They call it the Elvis, but I mean, there are so many soul musicians who were using that type of microphone, way back. I love it. I love that it's classic and it brings, a touch of the old to the new. So I think I'll probably always travel with that microphone.
You sort of liken that kind of microphone to an old-fashioned smoky jazz club, or
Yeah.
something like that, sort of, or even, I don't know, even sort of a Broadway thing or something like that. You know, it's that kind of mic. You know, and you look absolutely lovely in the picture. It's wonderful to see
you.
that. Yeah, absolutely great, fantastic. So, what are you aiming for in the future? I know you got the album out from New Year, and you're promoting that. But what sort of things are we going to see Rajdulari doing for in time to come?
I definitely am about to start traveling. So we've been getting the album into stores here in the States, in Chicago, in Atlanta, and Philadelphia, as well as New York. And so I'm going to be traveling and doing a lot of in-store performances to promote the album. And then I would love to come back to London. So we're working on trying to do a European tour. Last fall, I came to London and I did London, Paris, and Amsterdam in October, and so that was really received. We got to meet a lot of folks, a lot of different radio stations and stuff, and so we built up a lot of buzz. So I think that probably around the summertime, I'm going to be coming back to do some live performances. So it should be a lot of fun.
Wonderful, wonderful. Could I ask you, and this is not ever easy for an artist to do, but could I ask you to pick your favourite few tunes off of your latest release and tell us about them, and just tell us the story behind the lyrics and why you did the tune, and even if it's a couple of them, that would be really lovely. Perhaps not even necessarily your favourites, but just a couple that you'd like to put some stories around. That would be lovely.
Sure. Well, the whole premise of Journey of a Woman was that it was my second album, and I was trying to think about, one, how do I feel about myself right now as a woman? When you move and you leave New York, your home, and you move to New York, it's a big change, and it takes a lot. It's a challenge as an artist, and so I wanted to create, even though I had Honey Wine and it was a great jazz album, I wanted to put out something that told the story of how I was feeling right now. And so Journey of a Woman, it has a lot of empowerment, a lot of female empowerment, a lot of questioning and introspective songs.
Yeah.
So, there is Natural, which is one of my favorites. It's definitely a song about loving who you are right now. Obviously, everybody wants to be healthy. Everybody wants to be better and all those things. But what about just looking in the mirror and falling in love and appreciating who you are right now? If we can't do that, how can we go and get any better, So Natural is definitely one of my favorite songs. There's a lot of love songs on the album, and there's a lot of self-awareness and self-acceptance songs. So the other song that I really love is called Black Girl, and it's really just about embracing yourself and strengthening yourself during a struggle. A lot of times we have dreams that we want to see happen, and we have, ideas and hopes for the ways that we want to make our lives even better, whether it's like, leaving your job and starting a new venture, or just trying something new, or, trying to be a better promotional speaker. Like anything that you want to change about your life, you have to strengthen yourself in order to kind of take that next step and go into the unknown. So Black Girl is about that, and it's about just believing in yourself and believing in who you are, and knowing that you have the capability to change your life, and that you will,
Absolutely
so
lovely.
And then I'll say the last one that is one of my absolute favorites is What's Love Got to Do with It. It's I am a fan of Tina Turner, as I can imagine many people are, and it's a classic tune of hers. And instead of making it a pop tune, we slowed it down and put jazz chords to it with my producer, Aaron Brooks Roberts. And we just made it this plaintive, song about a woman who, appreciates having a nice casual moment with someone. But at the end of the day, what's love got to do with it? We're not trying to get too serious, So I love the emotion in it, and I love the chords and the way that we reinterpret the song.
Wow, what a beautiful interpretation of that tune. Yeah, I mean, because everybody knows the Tina version and how that comes across, but listening to how you describe that with the jazz chords and the different sort of attitude to the song, wonderful. Thank you so much. That's lovely. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a real inspiration, I mean, when you were standing there on that milk crate at the microphone back when you were a little girl. Did you ever think that that would come to this?
I didn't. You know, the funny thing is singing was always like I'm an only child, so singing was always like my childhood friend. You know, I could sing to myself to keep me busy, or listen to my favorite. Like I used to love to listen to Fiddler on the Roof tapes and stuff like that. I love musical theater and stuff,
Hmm.
and I never thought that it would be a profession. I just thought it was something that I did that made me happy. And it wasn't until I started performing and seeing other people respond, and seeing other people get happy too, that I realized, oh, okay, maybe this is what I'm supposed to do with the rest of my life, you know?
Well, happiness is the key to everything, and
Yeah.
it's a beautiful thing when you can do what you do and enjoy and be happy. And a job is no longer a job, is it? When you feel
That's
like that
right.
about it,
That's right.
it's a very beautiful thing. And I feel very similarly passionate about what I do as a DJ. It's
Yeah.
it's kind of the way I was designed, if you know what I mean. So
Yeah, yeah.
it just fits. Wonderful. Thank you very much indeed. So, is there anything that you'd like to tell your fans and listeners here in the UK and across the world, because we are a global radio station, about you? Point them at your social media, tell them where to go buy your tunes, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, first, I'd like to say a huge thank you to my fans across the globe. I just, it's been amazing the response that we've gotten, especially from our UK listeners. People write me, they send messages, they respond to folks on the radio, the DJs that play my songs. And I just wanted to say a huge thank you. It means the world to me when I can take an idea in my home and put it on a record and see people across the globe listening to it. So I'm so very grateful for that. I'm on social media all the time. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter, Instagram. You can find me if you look up Rajdulari Music, Rajdulari Music. You can find me on my website at rajdulari.com. You can buy my music on Amazon or iTunes, or on my website, which is rajdulari.com shop. I can actually send out physical CDs. So if people want a physical copy of the album, I can send it to them in their homes. So I would just say, please stay connected with me. I send out a weekly love letter if you sign my mailing list. And I just love talking to people and letting them know my thoughts and my ideas as I go on this journey. And I can't wait to meet you guys face to face. Hopefully one day you'll be at a concert and we'll get to say hello.
It would be lovely to come and watch you. So please let us know where you're going, and because the nice thing about the UK is it's not that big. Wherever you are in the UK, we can get to you. It's quite a small place compared to the USA.
Right.
So it'd be lovely to come and listen to you live and take part. Where did you play in London last year, if you don't mind me asking?
Last year I did, oh shoot, what is that hotel? Oh my gosh. I know it's gonna. I'll tell you. I'll send it to you. Last year I did a hotel in London, but it was just with tracks, and I did a lot of radio interviews. So
Wonderful.
I'm waiting to do a full concert there.
Sounds absolutely great and fantastic. That's
Yeah.
just what we need. So and then beyond that, how do you see it kind of maturing for you? We've said a little bit about the future, but longer term in the music, where would you like to be? What's the end goal, if you like, if there
I
ever
would
is one?
love.
Because there's often not a finish line in this business.
Oh yeah, as a musician, you just want to play until until your fingers don't work, or until you don't have any breath left in you.
Excuse
Um,
me.
but I would just love to travel the world and make music. And I would love to have my music not only support myself and my family, but the musicians who are a part of the project. And, I really just see myself singing the rest of my life and traveling and doing whatever I can to make people happy and to, share and spread love. That's really what I want. I mean, I wouldn't mind a tyranny and world domination either, but I'll take anything I can get.
That's absolutely brilliant. And a great sense of humour. That's wonderful. Yeah, that's great. If there's anything else you'd like to tell people across the world, please feel free to do so right now. I'd love you to just, free space to say whatever you like.
Please support the album. Please buy the album. The more people who support it allow me to continue to support my musicians and allow me to do more to spread the word. So I would just say, if you like the music, please support it, share it with your friends, tell everybody that you know. The more people who speak about it, the further we can go with it. And, just always love yourselves, embrace who you are, accept who you are, and never take no for an answer. If you have a dream and you have something that you want to happen, it doesn't matter how old you are, what your limitations are. If it's meant for you and if you know it's your purpose, it will and it can happen. So never give up.
Oh, very wise and inspired words there from Rajdulari. Thank you very much indeed. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you today, and I've loved it. It's been great, and
thank you.
Just very sort of relaxed and informal, and I love interviews like that. So have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day, because you've got considerably more of your day left than we have of ours today.
I know, right? It's quite early here.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But I'm going to the Jazz Cafe a little bit later on to see Loose Ends. I don't know if you know Loose Ends.
Yes. Yeah. So that's wonderful. You're going to have a great time.
Looking forward to that. So the station's going along there for a bit of fun this evening. And whatever you're doing on your Friday, have an absolutely blessed and beautiful day.
You too. Thank you so much, DJ.
You're welcome. We'll speak very, very soon.
Okay, talk to you soon. Bye.
You take care. Have a great day. Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.